think it was the Mason book that me and Nigel were reading. I think in there it said that Britain was because it was tin. Britain. But looking at this, quite like amazing. I wanted to look up just a few things about the United Kingdom, Britain and all that. And it explains a bit there which you can read. How did Britain get its name? This one's very different, obviously, of course, from what the Mason book says, but it would be, wouldn't it? Anyway, I did have a few complications as always. But there you go, there's a bit more information which you can read. And then there you go, a bit more for you to read, if you believe it. And then that one. I was quite surprised at that one. Because in it says, when did Britain become a country? So it's been given all these names, but it wasn't a country. I'm just going through. I was looking for other stuff. I wasn't looking to find that. Oh, that one surprised me as well. So it's been called these things for a very long time. And we're just looking through the names here. When did Britain? 1922. England only became a country in 1922. Well, I suppose it would, because this is where Tartaria ended, and we were part of Tartaria. So that's what this is about, I think. And then the Queen got the Commonwealth in the 1930s, but Tartaria went up to the 1920s. We were part of that. And it's not even that long ago that they'd want to leave all that history out. So anyway, I'm just looking on here. 1922. Who knew that? That we weren't called a country until 1922. So I went to look a bit more of this up. Or what they're going to say to us. This is when, the computer has to do this on, off, on, off. It does this sometimes for me. And I managed to slow it down for you to see. 1801, as fully joined, became known as it was the United Kingdom. So it was called something. It must have been a country, because it says there in 1801. So we were the United Kingdom. Is it Britain itself they're talking about? But let me just catch the page up, because it loves doing things for me. There you go. On the 1st of May 1707, the Kingdom of Great Britain was formed, the result of unions of Act of Union being passed by the Parliaments of England, Scotland, to ratify the 1706 Treaty and Union, so unite the two kingdoms. I mean, look! How big was the... 558 million people. Wow. There was more then than there is now. I just find it really strange that when we had the whole of Ireland as part of the United Kingdom, we weren't a country, and then we got to 1922 when 3/4 of Ireland became a republic, that now we're called a country. Yeah, anyway, I'm just showing you what it says. So in 1922, when Tartaria breaks up, England becomes a country. I just never really thought about it really, because I've only ever known it, but these things, they didn't really change that long ago. You thought they might have changed a long time ago or whatever, but they didn't. They only changed a bit ago. Telling you they changed us into a ball in the 1960s. But anyway, on with the video. So what's the difference between an area that consists of Britain, which is countries, to a country? It's obviously just how they want to play their games through all this Tartaria, isn't it? That's what I think. And there on we go. And then we're coming back to that one because it's jumping around, so I'll go and find it somewhere else in a moment. Does everybody see that one with Canada? Oh, move to another. Are we going back to Canada? Oh, I think, yeah, they, so it says 14 countries still remain under, they're ours. Belong to the UK. Not mine, sorry. The Queen. It had nothing to do with the First World War. They had to have the First World War so they can destroy Tartaria, the end of Tartaria. That's what it is. That's why the First World War happened in 1918. And then another one in the 40s, 1940s. So there you go, 1940s. Oh, but it was so successful, but it fell. Oh. Yeah, sorry about the page just flashing away. There's not much I can do really. I don't know, it just went a bit bananas. Anyway, I think, yeah, I decided to go over here because this one explained overseas territory. So they're ones that belong under our control. So there's Angola, Bermuda, British Indian Ocean Territory, British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, Falkland Islands, Montserrat, Pitcairn, Henderson, Deuce and Oino Islands, St Helena, Ascension and Tristan da Cunha, South Georgia and South Sandwich Islands, Turks and Chaos Islands. Wow. So I thought I'd look into a little bit about Bermuda, like Bermuda. Wow. There's a little bit of history there. 1505. History starts anyway. I'm just looking on a map to see where it is. Because I said that we own some strange places, and don't forget there's the Commonwealth. So the Queen still has that something there because they all pay her money. And so when you add all them up, and the fact that she's got Canada, Australia and New Zealand anyway, and they're in the Commonwealth, and then America, yeah, there's something about us in America still. Yeah, Bahamas, Bermuda. No, it was Bermuda that we owned, wasn't it? It's Bahamas, but it was Bermuda that we owned. What? Don't you think that's really strange? Well, there's an island there anyway. But, yeah. Amazing, the history, all the things that you find. So the Queen's quite powerful, really. And then I went to look up etymology to see if they give us anything interesting, but they didn't. They just gave us the same stuff, you know, that I'd already looked up. That's really strange, isn't it? That we own Bermuda. Nothing seems to amaze me anymore, because why would we? Anyway, I went to look at the map to see, because I live in here, in there, and they are called the North Wessex Downs, and then you get to Swindon, you go down that hill, and then all the people down there live down there. I don't think people have realised that really we're on top of the hills. They just haven't. They don't even realise that up here, where are we? Let me just... Swindon, Oxford, Wantage, Marlborough, Chippenham. So somewhere here is... maybe it's up here. Is Avebury and Silbury Hill. And then there's Glastonbury down there. But nobody's realised. They don't even realise that that's a pyramid. So if they don't even realise that's a pyramid, what's he getting? The energy from the hill? It's just... Anyway, I don't know anymore. Anyway, I hope that we nearly got there without our message. But I hope that's been a little bit interesting. So I just want to look at one more bit. Bermuda. Wow. Hey, Amy's joined me, haven't you, Amy?
Oh, yes, Karen.
I wanted to look up a bit of information about the Queen. And when I saw it last night, I put it, I just couldn't believe she owned millions of acres in America, but it doesn't actually say that. It just says Queen Elizabeth owns 6.6 billion acres. Billion acres!
Well, it's ludicrous. That is just ridiculous.
It's as if you thought you had a big backyard. Think again.
That's right.
And then I've gone down. How much land does the Queen Elizabeth own? The world's primary federal landowner. The primary federal landowner. The world's is Queen Elizabeth II. She is queen of 32 countries, head of a commonwealth of 54 countries, in which a quarter of the world's population lives, and legal owner of about 6.6 billion acres of land, 1/6 of the world's surface.
She just owns the world, really.
She owns millions of acres in America, because I saw it last night, but whether I'm going to see it again now anyway, it's not. Oh yeah. Does the Queen own land in the USA? Oh, thank God it's there.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. She owns... Oh, where is it? I've lost it. Here it goes. Does the Queen own land in the USA? The Queen Elizabeth owns 6.6 billion acres. Well, that's what that says. Up here, because I put it in the header bar, but it doesn't. It just tells you her whole thing. So what? She only owns land in America then? No, that's not true. They've made a mistake there. They said 6.6 billion acres. Most of the land falls under the Crown, which essentially operates a real estate business. That's what I saw last night. But it was under America. That up there says that she owns 6.6 billion acres. What? So she just owns America. She owns America, Amy.
I know. We are right under her thumb.
Wait a minute. It says, how much land does the Crown own? Oh my God, Amy! Oh my God! Listen to this, because Amy can't see it. That's about. Well, it's got 2,000 million acres, better known as India. How much land does the British royal family own? How much land does the Crown own? That's about. Oh, it's about the size of India. The Queen continues to legally own all the lands of Britain, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, 32 other members, around 2/3 of the Commonwealth, and Antarctica!
Oh my word!
Oh my God! She owns Antarctica!
Oh my God!
Oh my God! What the Oh my God! I had to stop myself swearing.
I know.
I don't even believe these things most of the time, Amy. But that says, what's 2,000? What's that? That's more than 2,000 million acres. Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Better known as India. That's about 200 million acres. Better known as India. So she still owns India.
Yes, I didn't know they still
Oh
owned
my
it.
God, do you see all this? I'm so glad that I looked into this, because the other day I was trying to say that India was still there. That means, and then she owns so much land in America that we still own America. I didn't believe the Americans when they said that.
I know.
Right, we're just going to see if there's any more, Amy. Oh my God, carry on, what were you saying?
I didn't believe it when I heard that either. About that she owned in America. I thought, oh no, we're broke free from the Queen and England and all that stuff. But now But then I started looking some stuff up a while ago, and I saw where she did own stuff in America.
She obviously owns land in Ireland, because it tells you that there somehow. She owns land there. We're just going down. It says, who is the owner of Buckingham Palace? It's 39 acres. Despite Palace serving an important royal family, the Queen does not in fact privately own the residence. It is instead held by trust by the Crown Estates. Well, it's still her estate probably. Does England still own America? I looked this up last night. Both America comprised the colonial territories of the British Empire and America from 1607 to 1783. The Treaty of Paris 1783 ended the war, and Britain lost too much of this territory to the newly formed United States. Who owns most of the land in America? John Malone. He's a tycoon. Wow. Who is the largest landowner in America? John Malone. Does the Queen own the Crown Estate? Is owned by the monarch. There you go. So she owns Buckingham Palace, really, just indirectly, because it's a business, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, it was. Who owns the most land in the world? I'm sure it's the Roman Catholics. The largest owner in the world is the Roman Catholics. Does the Queen own the land in Canada? Well, she does, because she owns Canada. Who owns most of the land? Okay. Who is the largest landowner? How rich is the Queen? Wow, she's worth around 88 billion, roughly 72.5 billion. Don't know what that means. Oh, dollars. So that's 72.5 billion pounds. Wow.
That's
right.
just...
Is there a swimming pool in Buckingham Palace? Bet there is. Who owned... Oh, let's have a look. There is a large pool. Yeah, of course there would be. For Kate and the children. Anyway, who owned Buckingham Palace first? George III owned it in 1761, but then it was without the front on it. It was the back part with all the beautiful Tartaria pillars and that. How much do the royals get paid? I don't want to know. Does Britain still rule the world? Right. Little remains of British rule today across the globe. And it is mostly restricted to small island territories such as Bermuda and the Falkland Islands. However, a number of countries still have the Queen as their head of state, including New Zealand, Australia and Canada. A hangover from the Empire. Does Canada pay taxes? Well, they do. I looked it up last night. The sovereign, they do. How much land does the US own in China? 146,000 acres of prime US farmland. What is the biggest ranch in America? Oh, I don't really want to know that one. Anyway, we're looking at that one. Who is the largest private landowner in the world? There you go, Queen Elizabeth II.
Oh my God.
However, it must be said that her own personal land holding is somewhat more modest, 20,000 acres of land in the UK, having recently been replaced from the #1 spot by James Dyson of Dyson Hoover fame, who now owns 25,000 acres of farmland in England. What? That's privately owned. What is the legal homestead? Does the Queen pay for anything? Oh, well. Did Meghan Markle want to live in Windsor? I don't know where that one comes up. What we're going to do is, why was England? Let's have a look. Why was England so powerful? Sea power, merchants, and luck. I think it was a bit more than that. Who killed? Which empire killed the most? We've done that one. China. I mean the Mongols. Why did the British Empire fall? Press that one. The First and Second World War they're putting it down to, and it's not. Why is Canada still under British rule? It's the political system, which means elected government with the Queen or King. How much does Canada pay to the royal family? Well, they do. How does Canada answer to the Queen? Yes. Does China own Walmart? Let's have a look. China does not own Walmart. Oh, well, they don't own that one. That's good. Some other big corporation does. Does the US owe China money? Gets a lot of attention for holding a big chunk of US government's debt, and for good reason, given its can't say the word. Rapidly, I couldn't say it. Expanding economy.
Okay, rapidly, yes.
China takes the second spot amongst foreign holders of US debt. 1.7 trillion in treasury holdings in April 2020, just behind Japan. So it's Japan who they owe the most money to. Right. Whoops.
Yeah.
Where is the cheapest landowner? Which states offer free land? Which states offer free land? Just putting that up for anybody if they want to see. Free land in all those places. Kansas, Minnesota, Kansas, Nebraska. You can see it when the video comes up, Amy. Maybe you'll be moving there.
Yeah.
Is there any free land in America?
Any free land in America? Probably not.
Stemming from the development of how to sell homeland, there are still states and provinces in North America that provide entirely free land to homes. There is still places. Wow. Who owns King? Who is the richest landowner in England? It's got to be the Queen. Oh, Anders. No, it's not. Anders Holsch. Who is the richest? There is a Danish billionaire businessman. Anyway, let's move on because that's not really. Who owns the most land in New York? Which country is the most powerful in history? I bet it's England. Oh, no, it says United States.
Wow. I was reading.
Carry on.
Oh, sorry. I was reading this thing because I was Googling, and it says it's by the New Statesman. It says, who owns the world? And it says that this guy, Kevin Cahill, made a special investigation into land ownership. And it said that he says from the Queen of England to the Kidmans of Australia. Now, you know, that's Nicole Kidman. From King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia to the media tycoon Ted Turner. You know, he's the one that invented CNN. The piece reveals the globe's biggest landowners, and it says that today we have two kinds of feudal state: the inherited state, usually with the monarch at its head, such as the UK, and the state that claims ownership of all land and is feudal in its conception, and often totalitarian, such as China. But the core surviving feudal structure in the modern world is inherited, transnational, and covers many countries. It has no formal name. It is, in fact, the British Crown and its wearer, Elizabeth II. Her legal title runs thus: by the grace of God, of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and of her other realms and territories, Queen, head of the Commonwealth, defender of the faith. This constitutional statement includes some vast territories where the Queen is quite separately the sovereign head of state and legal owner. First among these is Australia, which, if its Antarctic territories are included, is the second largest country on Earth, and the Queen in effect owns it. She also owns the third largest country, Canada. When the Queen's territories are added together, the Russian Federation ceases to be the largest single political entity on Earth. Like the Queen's realms, the Russian Federation is dramatically underpopulated and immensely rich in mineral wealth of all kinds. So that's basically telling you that it is the Queen that owns most of everything in this world. But I find it interesting that Ted Turner is another one, because he's the one that invented CNN, which is one of the most false news stations that you can listen to, you know. So, but
do you know what it says? I think it says in here, it says, I'll put in, is UK a superpower? Traditionally, superpowers are amongst the term was first applied in 1944 during the Second World War in the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union. So basically, yeah, we are. It's obvious, yes, isn't it? And I want to look at something, yeah. Amy, it says, Her Majesty the Queen was born on the throne for 60 years, and of the 104 years since the UK claimed territory in Antarctica in 1908. This includes the entire time it has been known as the British Antarctic Territory. It doesn't say she owns the whole of Antarctica.
Right.
1 second. Dibbles, I put in the header bar, how much of Antarctica does the Queen own? And it says, Queen Elizabeth Land is portion of mainland Antarctica named by the government of the United Kingdom and claimed as part of the British Antarctic Territory, which is the largest of the 14 British overseas territories. What does the Queen actually own? Let's have a look.
Yes.
The royal stamp collection her father King George passed down to her. She also privately owns 65 million country house, Sandringham 140 million, Scottish estate Balmoral, that's not what. Does the UK own Antarctica? The British Antarctic Territory is the UK's largest overseas territory. It lies in the Antarctica, the world's most southerly continent. A continent? She owns Antarctica! Oh my god! Because it's called a continent, and I wonder what territory means. Let's have a look. I'm going to look up what territory means. A territory means an area of land under the jurisdiction of a ruler or state. So obviously it's got especially in the US, Canada or Australia. Well, okay. Yeah, so there you go. That's what territory means. So we're going to read it one more time. Does the UK own Antarctica? The British Antarctic Territory is the UK's largest overseas territory. It lies in Antarctica, the world's most southerly continent. I don't quite know what that means. What do you reckon that means, Amy?
Wait, can you say it again, Karen?
Well, there's another one down there. Does the Queen own Antarctica? So we'll read that one. It says, the British Antarctic Territory is the UK's largest overseas territory. It lies in Antarctica, the world's most southerly continent. Continent means countries, so there are other islands there. Anyway, so does the Queen own Antarctica? The Queen Elizabeth Land is portion of mainland Antarctica. We've already read this one. Named by the United Kingdom and was claimed as part of the British Antarctic Territory, which is the largest of the 14 overseas territories.
Yeah, so it sounds like she owns that too, the way I'm interpreting it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You know, like Badrel Bird says you can't live down there. I said, what? I just saw it. What is the population of Antarctica? North America has 592,000. No, that's million. 592,072,212. And South America, the list of... Oh, sorry, I've read it wrong. We're not putting this bit in. It's going to stop it a minute. Sorry, I was going to cut this out, but it says, what is the population of Antarctica? List of the 7 continents. Oh, Antarctica 0.
Oh,
it says there's nobody lives there, which is a load of rubbish because people do live there.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. We're finishing in a minute. Okay. Is there life on Antarctica? Well, there's little seals, isn't there? No, what do you call them? Penguins.
Yes.
What are the 12 countries in Antarctica? So it's Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Chile, France, Japan, New Zealand, Norway, South Africa, the Soviet Union, the United Kingdom and the United States. Always gives up more questions. I just want to keep doing them. We've been going for 19 minutes. Has anyone been born in Antarctica? Let's have a look. At least 11 children have been born in Antarctica. I thought they said no one lived there.
Right.
See? Nothing ever adds up. Anyway, you can read that one. Is it what does it smell like? Is there a McDonald's in Antarctica? No. That's great to know. Which country is closest? South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Chile. Doesn't really say one of them's going to be close. Does Antarctica have a flag? There's no flag. No, because the Queen owns it. What happens to the baby? How long can the person live in Antarctica? Let's have a look. 3 to 6 months. Well, we know they're down there all year round anyway, so... anyway, that's not what I wanted to look at. Anyway, Amy, so basically, it puts the Queen at the top when it comes to Antarctica.
Yes.
Queen Elizabeth Land, it's called.
Well,
she owns 437 million. It's got 3 noughts on the end. 1,000. No, what's 3 noughts? 437, 000. What's that?
4 million. 4 billion.
She owns kilometres squared, which is 169,000 square miles. So look, there's a big piece of land she owns there then.
Yes.
can't own it anyway. It's not. It wasn't theirs to own, was it? And hide the truth from us. But anyway, Amy, I'm a bit shocked. There's even more. I found even more information last night, but I haven't got time to do it now because just see how long it takes. But hopefully everybody has enjoyed me and Amy.
Oh, yes. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you, Amy.